Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Lucas Summer. I'm the implementation specialist here at ReviewDash, and I'm really excited to take you through this quick kind of demo of the platform and show you, some of its capabilities, really give you a good picture of what it's capable of. And so I'll be brief. I'll only really touch on some of the main topics. Not going to go super in depth with every single little feature in here, although I will be tempted to do that. I really just want you to understand how this can impact you and your business if used properly. And so right now I'm going to be demoing a local chiropractor here. This is the dashboard. This is going to be your kind of overview, high-level overview, right, of just some of the different stats, between different platforms. Right now I only have their Google, Yelp, and Facebook page connected, and they actually do an amazing job at responding to reviews, generating reviews, all of that. So I thought they'd be a really good example. So right here, you kind of have a little timeline. The green bars here are volume, so the amount of reviews, to get a sense of that over time, and then the actual average rating. So across all those 14 reviews, there was a 4.7 average, right? Gives you a really good perspective of over time, how you're doing. Okay, so the way I like to think about ReviewDash is really in two categories. One is review management, and the other is review generation. So review management is essentially just responding to reviews. The thing that this platform does really well, and we'll actually go, first let me jump into review sources. What it does really well is pull in reviews from all of your different directory websites, different platforms that you connect to it, and give you that full picture in one place. So I don't know about you, but I do not have the time to log into, let's say, Google, Facebook, Yelp, Better Business Bureau, all these different places on a regular basis, in order to check if I have any reviews. So just really having it in one dashboard is really helpful. As you can see, there's plenty of platforms here, a lot of industry specific ones as well. So for example, if you're in medical, you have Health Grades, you have Rate MDs, ZocDoc, you have all those platforms. If you are, let's say, I don't know, a painter or a plumber, you're going to have your Angie's List. You'll have, I know Better Business Bureau is important for them, as a home advisor, right? And so for almost any industry, whether you're an attorney, you're a restaurant, medical practice, right? You're going to have a good amount of, or even hotels. I know there's a lot for hotels, for car dealerships. You're going to have a lot of kind of industry specific options here to connect to. But really, it's the three main ones. You got your Facebook, Google, and Yelp. I would say maybe two or three others that are really going to be the main drivers of reviews, just based on popularity of those platforms. You're going to want to connect those. So once you connect those and they're pulling in reviews, they will actually showcase here on your My Reviews little dashboard here. So this is, your Command Central, as I said, responding to reviews. And you have some filters here as well. So as you can see, they do an amazing job at responding to all of their reviews. One thing I think I really impressed upon this business owner, Dr. Cohen, is, hey, when you leave a review, or sorry, you leave a response on a review, what happens, right? That person that left the review will get a notification from Google, from Yelp, from Facebook, letting them know that there was a response. And, we were kind of talking about his practice and how, when people are doing their initial Google search, and let's say they threw their back out and they're calling maybe three different places, wondering, hey, what's the price? And maybe do you take my insurance? And at that point, a chiropractor is just a commodity in their mindset, right? At that point. And that's why they're asking those questions. And he can confirm, I'm sure, it might be true in your business that people call, they just want to know the price without really understanding the difference of, the quality of the service you provide versus your competitors. And so, I told them, hey, right now, you're a commodity in that sense, in their mind. And the way you elevate yourself above a commodity is by having a relationship. And so I guarantee you, when somebody goes to his practice and they experience the quality of service, but not only that, is, they feel included there. they understand that the doctor and the whole entire staff, they care. And this further amplifies it, right? If somebody goes out of their way to leave you a review, don't you think you could at least respond to them, let them know how much you appreciate it? And I really think I impressed upon him the importance of that, even by the way he's responding here. You can see it, right? Thanks for trusting us. We'll continue to serve you to the best of our ability. And that really does create that connection. Now, you know, this woman probably doesn't care if the person down the street charges $20, less. She's loyal, right? And that's how you elevate yourself above a commodity, by building a brand, right? And brands are known for a certain level of quality. When you walk into any Starbucks, for example, you know what you're going to get. And, they train all their people, right? Remember people's names, use their name when you're talking to them. All of those things help to create that perception. So, I would say, what are the high touch points that you are including in your business of communication that are creating those experiences for your customer base? This is one of the most powerful ways that I've seen people be able to do it, especially for those that are already, if they're so drawn to leave you a review, they're at that point. Those are your people that you want to evangelize almost. You want to make them raving fans, right? And this is just another way to amplify that. And so, sorry to kind of go on that kind of rant and speech there. But back to the tool here, you have a couple different options if you want to filter down to specific sources. Let's say I have a lot connected and I only want to see reviews from Google. Let's say I only want to see, 4-star reviews. Let me just do that now. They actually surprisingly don't have many. It's kind of insane. So here, if I wanted to see these 2 different 4-star reviews, I can see those independently. One of the most useful filters here that I've seen is this reviews that haven't been responded to. Think of this almost like a review CRM, where you're able to see, hey, what's still pending, what still needs to be addressed or responded to. Even these ones way back, in August here, I'd still respond to them, right? And then they'll get a notification. They'll be alerted of that, and hopefully that inspires them to come back, or really just helps to craft their perception of you as a business and shows that you care. So it's really easy. All you do is you click respond here. It's going to open up this window. You write your review, you click response, and that response will be sent to Google as the business. And so, that's true for Facebook. Let me just kind of filter down. You have these reviews from Yelp here. I find a lot of people don't log into Yelp as much. So, for example, you can click on respond, and this response will be sent directly to Yelp as the business, right? Because we connected it in this review sources step there. And so, again, that's the crux of the review management. You're able to filter down, specific, names, dates, rating, have they been responded to or not? And really, you just want to use this as your checklist to make sure that you are responding to as many reviews as you can. Not only, the bad ones. Of course, if you get a 2-star review and there's a chance for you to, try to make it right, or at least appear as you're present, so that when people are doing their research, they read that, you kind of have a chance to balance the scales. And I don't mean kind of arguing who's right or wrong, but just sometimes being present, being open to, hey, if there's anything we could do to, help, remedy the situation, let us know. Sometimes that's enough. And so that's the my review section here. And then, as I said, the other portion of this is the review generation. So that's going to go into the review email and SMS templates, as well as subject lines. All right, so I wanted to actually start from scratch here in the review invitation templates, really just to give you a picture of how simple it is. Before I do that, just to give you an understanding basis of what this is, what it does. The templates are the actual messages, so the emails, the text messages, the subject lines that will be sent to your customers as review invitations or review requests. So these templates, they're used in a campaign The campaign is essentially, stuff for, defining frequency and, timing of these messages being sent out. And the way people are added to those campaigns are either through this opt-in page here, if you're uploading a CSV list of your customers. Let's say if you're an e-commerce list, we can do an integration maybe through Zapier to make every single, order, somebody order someone, wait 5 days and then they get an invitation. There's many different ways. People can also leave reviews through the Review Us page, through the email signature widgets here. So there's a lot of different touch points to kind of get people into the campaigns, get them to leave reviews. I just wanted to kind of establish, how this works before diving in. So to create a template, we're just going to click on New Template here. We're going to select, just a quick layout here. Just call it Review Email. And here I might want to center that. Let me center this text here as well. Okay. And then above that, let's add an image, right? And this image, I'm just going to click here to navigate through my computer. All right, so I was able to navigate, find an image of their logo. So I'll pop that in there. I can come here, customize this text. You're probably going to want to write something, like "Thank you so much for your visit. We really pride ourselves in, helping our patients get back to a pain-free life. We'd really appreciate it. It would mean a lot if you could click the button below to leave a review for us." This might say some reinforcing content, but overall, look, if you want to delete that, you can delete it. If you wanted to add, certain text, dividers, you can pretty much customize this. It's pretty robust, right? You got some different options there. Might want to make the width a little bit more, a little wider. Just overall, you got some options here. Right, this right here is a variable, so it's just using, their first name. So for me, this will say, "Hello, Lucas, it's time to," or whatever message is here. Obviously, this would be customized. And so this button right here, when they click on it, it could either send them directly to the review landing page. We can have it, redirect to, let's say, one of the different platforms based upon their review distribution, and have an automatic, 5-star rating be pre-populated. So, a lot of capabilities there. Let me go back to templates and let me go to SMS. This one is a bit simpler because SMS is, pretty much plain text. So you just write your message in here. We could use any of these variables here. So for example, I might want to just have this 5-star URL. I can say, "Hi." Okay, let me just paste that, copy this one. Right, "Hi, first name. Thanks so much for your visit. Would you please leave us a review to let us know how we're doing," right? And I'm just writing something generic, of course. We can work on this, make it as smooth as we can, and fit it to the personality of your brand and what you do for them. But ultimately, just kind of showing you this is how you set up that SMS template. And then subject lines, this is kind of cool. So you can just add a lot of different subject lines. You might want to say, "Hey, Dr. Cohen has a favor to ask of you," or you might want to say, "Thanks so much for your visit." You might want to have one that plainly says, "Please leave the Spine and Wellness Centers an awesome review." So this is just kind of a way to add different subject lines, which over time you'll have some stats of open rates, conversion rates to be able to see, which ones are getting opened at a higher rate. That way you can, prioritize, delete the ones that are underperforming, and just overall have some variability there. Widget, this is actually another cool feature here. All right, so I actually just paused the demo real fast to create some coding in the back end. But this is essentially a kind of like a pop-up widget that you can set to, pop up on your website. I just took a generic logo here. And this is used for, many times, let's say the thank you page, or if you're e-commerce, maybe an order confirmation page where, you want, somebody to get a pop-up and just really say, hey, how was your experience with us? Please, give us a rating. And of course, all of this is customized with your logo, anything that you want to display to your specific clients. And so, just another kind of touch point. That's all this is about. It's really creating those touch points of making it easy for people to leave reviews, when they're ready to do so. So real fast, just kind of to touch on, I said I wasn't going to go through this in depth, but you got some reporting here. So over time, just to kind of see how things are going. You can see here, there's a good amount of reviews. Dip down a bit. As far as the review count. So this is a sentiment over time, right? All green bars because, the sentiment has been amazing, all 5 stars. But, if this turns to a red and, different colors, you're able to kind of gauge, sentiment. And of course, the size of the bars are the amount of reviews. Review distribution, so how much are on Facebook, Yelp, Google, and, just kind of a good picture of some of the effectiveness of the tools in here. So going to widgets, widgets is really showcasing your reviews to the world. So you have a review widget. This is a little script that's placed on your website. I'll show you really fast. This is on the chiropractor that we're looking at, how he has it displayed on his website. And we chose to really go for, bold, impactful. You got a grid with a good amount of reviews here. And what's really nice about this is one piece of code you need to place on your website, and it will automatically update. It'll pull reviews from Yelp, Google, Facebook, all the sources that you have connected essentially. And as you can see, this is January 13th, which is today actually, and so it's going to automatically update in real time. I read some studies that showed if reviews on a business are, I think it was 3 months maybe old, people give a lot less credibility to them. And I think it's just the fact that people want to know when they walk into your store tomorrow or they call you on the phone tomorrow, are they, more likely to receive the same, quality of service that the person who left a review the other day, had. So I think that's also a really powerful indicator to show the dates, if you have a good amount of review volume. But if not, that could always be disabled as well. So let me actually go in here to edit. So you have a couple different options here. It is enabled with rich snippets, which is some really impactful schema markup, it's called. Send some data to Google about your reviews, helps them be more visible on the search engine. You could choose from your layout. So let's say if you want a carousel, if you want people to scroll between the reviews. And right now it's just displaying one, but again, if you have it on a website where there's some width, this will actually show like a row of 3 and then it'll scroll. So there's that. There's, quote styles, just different, different ways to showcase your reviews. From there, you're able to decide, hey, I only want, let's say 4 stars and up to show. I want to hide empty reviews. I want to showcase 15. And this is, everything that I want to display. Let's say if I want to take away the name, the picture, the date, right? You can kind of customize all of that. So it's just nice little features to have. Style, again, just more customization options. If I wanted to make the size of the review text larger, I can do that here, right? If I want to bold certain things, I can do that. Again, link colors, some custom CSS if needed. So just some flexibility here, and ability to really make it look the way, it's going to best fit into your website. So that's that. And then you got your email widgets. This is really simple to copy and paste. They all do the same thing, just different formats. So you copy and paste this into your email signature. Again, another point of exposure to send somebody to your Review Us landing page to help generate reviews. So if I go to the Review Us page now, your landing page, you'll be able to send customers straight to this page from your website. Actually, let me go down to their location here. Okay, so yeah, you'll be able to send customers directly from your website to this review landing page. You could share it in an email, whatever works for you to kind of get it out there. It's also being sent, through templates, through the email widgets, right, in different places. So really, this is just a link that's available for you as a business to use, get it out there, and to help you generate some reviews. So this is what it looks like. There are a couple different styles and options, right? You can have, thumbs up, thumbs down, faces, specific review sites on there. And here I have the option to show the grid widget of the reviews actually on the review landing page as well. I figure this is positive because, if somebody's here and they're going to leave, let's say, a 3-star review, let's say they had a subpar experience, this really just kind of reinforces to show them, hey, maybe I'm just, the outlier, or, wasn't my day, or, whatever happened, but, let me not be hard to them because they seem like they really care. And so the main feature of this review landing page here is if somebody says they had a subpar experience, for example, it's going to come up with an internal feedback form that's going to ask them, hey, please, give us your feedback. Let us know what was wrong, how we fell short, and then this gets sent to you as the business owner. As long as you have a profile on ReviewDash, you'll get a notification of this message. So, just a nice positive thing there. And then if you select good, this will, pop up with a few options, say thank you. Would you please, let's say click on Yelp to leave us a review. Now, the beautiful thing is, as you can see, it redirects me straight to Yelp on the review page. So all I have to do literally is put in the star, write my review, and hit post, right? I don't need to search for their business, go to find their profile, click on review, and kind of go through those different steps. Okay, so same thing for Google here. I'll click on Google. Okay, and here it pops up with, the review window already up. All I have to do again, put the stars, put in my experience if I want to add a photo, and click post. Versus somebody having to Google the name. Hopefully this shows up right, and then they scroll down and they have to find this little gray button, right? It's not very eye-catching. They essentially, need to go there, click write a review, and then that window pops up. Not the end of the world. Some people will do it, but again, this whole system is based upon the premise that the easier you make it, the more likely somebody will be to actually accomplish a task. Okay, and going back here, same thing for Facebook or any other platforms you have on there that you want to prioritize. Let's say if I didn't want to showcase Yelp or one of the platforms, I just check it off. And I could also reorder these around, which will control its review distribution. So you just saw kind of the review landing page, where they select where they want to leave a review. If you recall in the SMS template, all right, here I used a specific variable here. So I could have used review us landing page, which is just a link to the landing page, but here's going to be a pre-populated 5-star review. So what this will actually do, it won't give you the option to, leave a review on the different platforms. Instead, it will redirect you to one of them based upon this review distribution. So if Google's the highest here, and there's 3, it might make a, let's say, 50 or so preference towards Google, maybe 30, let's say, towards Facebook, and 20 towards Yelp. So the higher they are in this review distribution stack, the more people will automatically be sent to those platforms to leave a review. The nice thing about that pre-populated 5-star link is, literally, especially on a phone, if you get a text message, you know how everything is a little bit harder to accomplish on a phone. So if they click on the link, they're sent directly to Google, or it opens up, their Facebook app, and the screen is right there. They don't have to press anything, select anything. All they need to do is write their review. So, really nice kind of time-saving feature that works at the end of the day. And so that's it in a nutshell. Actually, kind of last little piece here is the opt-in page. So this is more for, I like to think of it as an internal form for any of your staff members as a way to add people to the campaigns. As you can see here, you select the campaign you want them to be added to by filling out this, internal kind of form, the opt-in form. And so you put in their first name, last name, email, phone number, hit submit. When you hit submit, it's going to enroll them in that campaign that we looked at earlier. So here, I don't know how much we actually looked at this, might have even skipped over it. So the campaign is essentially just instructions for, which templates to send, how much to delay. Let's say if I want to delay 3 hours. So this is actually useful, if it's a service business and somebody comes into the store, they buy something or they get, treatment, they leave, and while they're leaving, you want to make sure you fill out the form, but you don't want them to receive a text that second. Delayed a couple hours, so when they get home, they get to where they're going, they'll just receive a nice text, so it's kind of no pressure. Or you could delay it by 0 and have it sent out immediately. So either way, whatever works for you. This is actually also a very cool way you can create different templates. So for like reminders, if you want to wait, let's say, I don't know, 72 hours, or even, set it to a couple of days and send them a reminder to leave a review if they haven't. That's also a nice feature. Of course, you don't want to necessarily abuse it. You want to be subtle and, ask them to leave a review. But overall, it's nice that that's there as a feature to help to maximize compliance with leaving reviews, essentially help to get a better rate of response. And so that's it in a nutshell. I'm really excited. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this whole demo. And essentially, as I said in the beginning, to wrap it up, review management and review generation. As you can see, I think there's really a lot of tools for review generation between the email, the SMS invites, the different widgets for your email, for the website, the landing page that you can place on your website, the opt-in page for staff to enter people into those campaigns, uploading a CSV of a customer list. I don't even know if we went over this either. So just real fast, if you had, let's say, a list, an email list, or you had phone numbers of 1,000, 2,000 customers, in the past, all you need to do is create a CSV, just format it correctly, upload it here, do some column matching so the tool knows, which column is the name, which one's the email and phone number, and that way you're able to send out, all of those review invitations at once. It's a really cool way to kind of jumpstart your account. Make sure that you get some initial kind of juice right out the gates. So overall, it's a simple platform. One last actually feature that's actually pretty important are the notifications. This is actually really important as a step because if you're not getting the notifications of reviews that come in, you're a lot less likely to log in to actually actively respond to them. So the notifications are really nice, lets you know you got to review what the review says. So, just as a general practice, every time you get one of those, you log in, you respond, you log out, and your job is done. Or if you want to batch it, let's say, every week, maybe you don't want individual reviews, maybe you just want, on a weekly basis, and you want to get a summary, at which point you could log in, respond to them all, and kind of take care of that. And so you might even just want to exclude 5 and 4 stars to make sure you only get responses if something went wrong, right? Maybe you only want to be alerted if there's 3, 2, or 1 star reviews, and of course you want to be alerted for any private feedback if somebody was unhappy. So that's it in a nutshell. Really excited. I think it's full featured, but again, not complicated enough to where you're not going to use it and find it easy to use. So again, right, responding to reviews, generating reviews, overall building customer loyalty, and this is the kind of the 2020 modern way to grow a brand online and make sure your reputation is squeaky clean and inspiring for people that are still in that, buying decision making phase. So really excited for you guys to jump on board, sign up for an account. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to us. And I'm here for any support you may need. I'll be there to set up your account, make sure it's maximizing all of the platform's potential, and really excited for you to come on board. So appreciate you sticking to the end of this demo, and we'll talk to you soon.